This video is brought to you by Loot Crate. Head today to lootcrate.com/reviewtechusa and enter the code RTU to save 10% off any subscription plan. Skip it up and that up. So Sony Worldwide Studios Senior Vice President of Product Development, yes, try to say that 3 times fast, Scott Rode gave computer and video games some very interesting statistics on who is buying a PlayStation 4. It's actually really shocking, I guess, for lack of a better word. Here's what he had to say. The first one kind of blows my mind a little bit. 17% of PS4 owners did not own a last-gen console. That means that they didn't game pretty much at all last generation. Like, I hate using this word, but I guess it fits here perfectly. So uber casual people are buying a PlayStation 4. They were like, I didn't game at all last generation, or barely. I didn't even own a console, but what the hell? I'll drop $400 on a PlayStation 4. That's just wow. He also goes on to say that 31% of PS4 owners, this one is huge too, did not own a PlayStation 3, but they did own either an Xbox 360 or Wii. So you have people who were Wii and 360 or Microsoft and Nintendo, maybe even fanboys, migrating over to Sony and the PlayStation 4. That's insane too. And this, I gotta again give a shout out to YouTube user Jason Moore, because he called this way before this Sony exec said anything or this article was released. He called that this is the reason why they were bringing The Last of Us to the PS4. This is what Scott Rode had to say. This is why they are bringing The Last of Us to PS4, because there's a huge percentage of people who never got to play it last generation, because a lot of people didn't own the PlayStation 3 and now own a PlayStation 4. Damn, he was right on the money with that, man. Got to give Jason Moore some credit. So why are we getting these statistics with the PlayStation 4? Why are people who weren't even gaming in the 7th generation buying a PlayStation 4? Well, for that, where they're saying 17% of people who bought a PS4 didn't even own a 7th gen console, you got to give it up to Sony for doing a great job marketing the PlayStation 4. On top of it, well, until recently, they were $100 cheaper than their competitor. $399 for a brand new next-gen console in the year 2014 is a very appealing price point. So I think that's why people who didn't even own a last-gen console, a PS3, a 360, or a Wii, are picking up a PlayStation 4. Be interesting to see what happens like a year from now when the Kinect-less Xbox One has been out for a while and some more exclusive games like, the whole Master Chief anthology is coming out, so on and so forth. It'll be interesting to see how sales numbers do with the Xbox One like this time next year. But as of now, Sony did a great job marketing. They were cheaper for quite a while, or at least a few months. So I think that's why you see people who weren't even really gaming last gen picking up a PS4. Now, people who migrated over from the Wii and 360, it's mostly because of the same thing like I said before. Well, there's a couple things. The first thing is, and I've said this in other videos, so Microsoft did piss people off with all their flip-flopping. I give them credit for flip-flopping, as weird and contradictory as that sounds, because they actually listen to the raging consumer, and instead of just stomping their feet and sticking to their guns and forcing people to keep buying the Kinect and going through with all the DRM crap they were going to go through, they did flip all their policies around. They now have a Kinect-less Xbox One, but there's a lot of people who probably still are bitter with that, or embittered by that, and even people who were 360 and Wii fanboys, were like, hey, you didn't respect us, so screw you, we're going over to your competition. Secondly, and this is why Sony is beating the 1080p thing to death and made me want to bang my head against the wall, it's why I made my other video, people who don't even know anything about technology, they keep on hearing, oh, I hear this whole P thing, I hear that there's more Ps with the PlayStation 4. So honey, I hear there's better pictures than Ps and the games look better. So aren't they the same price and you get more Ps with the PlayStation 4? Yeah, let's pick up a PlayStation 4 instead. People are hearing that the multiplats look better, and that's why Sony is beating the whole resolution thing to death even more than Microsoft is. Obviously, they're not as much because they can't achieve the resolution as much as Sony can, but if you combine together that people are pissed off at Microsoft for all their policies and all their flip-flopping, had a brain fart there, and you combine that people are also hearing, even if they don't know technology, they're also hearing that the third-party games look better on the PS4. That's why they're migrating over. You have pissed off people, you have people hearing the games are prettier, and that's why we're seeing these statistics. And again, I got to give Jason Moore a huge shout out, because he predicted, he called exactly what the Sony exec said. Like I just said earlier in the video, he called that they're bringing The Last of Us to the PS4 because Sony knows that there's a whole crap ton of people that didn't have a PS3 and didn't have the opportunity last generation to play The Last of Us, and now switched over to the Sony camp and will want to play that game. So that was an amazing call on his part. All right, folks, this is Rich of Review Tech USA. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel. Have a good one.